Hi, everybody. Keto for Real Life People, and welcome to my live. Oh, now I wanted to go live today at 3 o'clock, but in my real life world, I couldn't. So, as quickly as I could, I got my priorities together and still was able to get in here and come to you guys today and share with you a new recipe. Now, I think I tried making this like a couple of years ago when I very first started keto, and it was all right. Since then, I have learned so much about cooking keto. And so this week, I'm going to make a chicken enchilada soup. I was inspired by my tamale mixture with flavor profile, and I thought, why not? It's January. The Super Bowl is Sunday. It's cold. Soup sounds good, and everybody loves something that has like that little bit of bite to it, you know. This particular soup is pretty easy. Now, I will tell you that I did take my masa from the tamale recipe, so it's already on my website, and I I mixed it. I'm just going to use this as a flavoring in my soup, and I can tell you what it is as we go along. And then when I get done with the live, I will put it all together in one cohesive um, recipe, including this mixture. I also have some toppers, garnish, if you will, and accessories to go with it, which I will also give you the recipes for. They're already on my website. So, all right, let's talk ingredients. So what we're going to need today, you're going to need a soup pot of some sort. You're going to use chicken broth. I just happened to go and pick up this at Walmart. I was completely out of chicken broth. Now, I have to say, I'm kind of pleased with this brand. It's kind of new to our store. I don't know about other places or other towns, but this is College Inn. And what I like about it is there is zero sugar and no weird ingredients. So, anyways, I've got a couple of quarts of chicken broth. I have some pre-cooked chicken. As you can see, it's still in the container. I just bought a chicken and a rotisserie chicken and deboned it, threw the meat in here. If you want to make your own chicken and or you've got leftover cooked chicken or turkey, or you can use ground beef. You can use any protein you want, but that's what I've got going on today. Some salt, some pepper. I'm also using glucomannan, also known as konjac root. This will be my thickener, and I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to need yet because soup varies. Sometimes I make a lot, sometimes make a little. I just add a little of this at a time until I hit desired consistency. I mean, you might like your soup a little thinner, you might like it a little thicker, so just play with it a little bit. Salt, pepper, onions. I've got some cheddar cheese, which is also going to be going down in this soup. And then I have some toppers. So we're going to start out. I'm going to get this going. I'm going to get my temperature to kind of come down on this a little bit here. Oh, I think I'll leave it right at about 300. Today, as my fat source, you guys, I'm using lard. And I have this. And is it hydrogenated? Yes. Is it pure pork fat? Yes. I was talking about this in one of my groups on Facebook earlier today. Um, do what you can afford. I can afford this fat, and I can afford this fat, and I can afford Walmart butter right now, and so I would use it. You could use bacon fat, avocado. I particularly like the idea of bacon or lard or even beef tallow because it it lends some really excellent flavor. And I'm adding about a quarter cup. This is a little eighth of a cup measuring thing. And my finger, because this is what I do. I'm a home cook. I'm not a restaurateur, chef. So I don't have to abide by y'all's, state laws of don't lick your finger, wear a glove. I can mix things with my hand and just wipe it off. So I'm going to get some lard down in this pan, and then I'm going to put some onions down in it, and I'm going to add a little salt, start sweating my onions, and then I'm going to just kind of dump everything. One thing about soup, y'all, is it's so easy. It's quick. Especially if you're just using leftovers and you want to know what to do with them. Let's talk about the chili powder. This is the Fancy Light Chili Powder by Fiesta. I mentioned this during my last week's live. I love this because not only does it have a really good blend of red chili in it, it also has garlic in it. It is sugar-free. It has a wonderful, it has cumin. It has a wonderful, authentic taste to it that I love. And it's a lot less work. Traditionally, in the past, when I would cook Mexican food years ago, I would buy chili, the ancho red chilies, and I would get a pan of water, and then I would let them soak in some hot water with some onion and some garlic, and then I would blend it all, and then I would strain it, and it was a long process, and I get the same flavor right here, and I don't have to go through all of that. And I don't make it often enough that it warrants buying all of the chilies and going through it. Special occasions, it's still delicious. Now, I'm going to put this recipe for red sauce on my website as well, guys, because I want to talk about this thing that I've got going on lately with it. Red sauce, depending, for me, what I do with it, it just really depends on what I'm making. If I'm making chili, then I want it to be a little thinner, or if I want it to be enchilada sauce, or if I want it to be the gravy to go over something, I just thicken it and thin it according to what I need. But this is a very versatile flavoring. You can make chili colorado, you could make enchiladas, you can make tamales, you can make just whatever you want to make with red chili. And this is kind of a blanket recipe, white girl style, that works wonderfully. And I cannot see the comments just yet because I forgot my device over there on the counter. So I might get it in just a minute. But all I'm doing, you guys, is I'm setting up a roux, if you will. I'm doing a roux. So it's going to be a chili and a sauce, and then I will add my ingredients, my chicken and stuff at the end. And you'll see how quickly this goes. Hello, daughter. Hello. So my onions are sweating down nicely. So what I'm going to do is I have this mixture. It is my chili. You can see it's just in a ball. It's lupin flour, a half a cup. It is a quarter cup of almond flour. It is a quarter cup of bacon fat, an eighth of a cup of warm water, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of sweet corn extract. And I'm just going to kind of just break it up in here because it's going to be like the base of making a gravy, okay? And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a stir and break it down in my pan. Hey, hon, I'm on YouTube and I can't see any comments because that device over there is dead and It's okay, hey, Elizabeth. Now I'll turn this up. I've got to kind of play with this thing here.
First time I made it to live. I love your recipes.
Oh, thank you.
From Bridget.
Hello, Bridget. Thank you very much for watching. So now, guys, I'm going to tilt this, and you can see that it's already nice and thick, and I'm just letting this melt down. Get you a good pot, too. I mean, if you've got a heavy pan, that's what I go for. I like how heavy it is. It holds the heat and cooks a little bit more evenly.
Sorry, I got love on him.
You got love on your boy, huh? He just came in. So now that I have that in there, okay, I'm going to add to this some of my chili powder. And let's see here. I think I'm going to go with about a third of a cup with this because I'm going to be adding a lot of broth to it. So,
I'm going to ask you a question. What they call it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ma.
Can you just use the lupin flour, almond flour, and bacon fats for a roux for a cheese sauce?
I haven't tried a cheese sauce yet, but now you can see that I've added this here. It's very like a big ball here, you guys. But I'm working on these lupin flour recipes as quick as I possibly can because everybody has so many wonderful ideas. Now to this, guys, I'm going to go ahead and add chicken broth. And so I don't want this to burn. You just want it to start cooking until it smells fragrant. And in goes a quart of chicken broth.
And then from Hi girl, I figured out how to see all of your lives. I love it. I've been watching your YouTubes for a while, and I feel like I know you, girl. I love your recipes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you figured out how to watch them all. Honestly, you guys, I think that I enjoy the YouTube idea so much. It is simplifying things. It's making it fun again, because I was trying to do a live over here on Facebook, reset my kitchen, go on YouTube. I don't know why I was doing that, but I was.
Hi Nancy, I love your recipes so much. Make your nutritional use spread every single week. It's been a big
Woohoo! Yum.
Hi Nancy, let's see. I'm so excited that I've been able to be in one of your live broadcasts.
I'm glad you guys. Hey, I just want to let you know, if this is your first time watching, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Make sure, if you're a first time subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit that little bell down here. It is going to notify you every time I upload a new video or if I'm going live. And then I want to let you know that if you want to have your comment highlighted, there's an option. It's called super chat. So you can send stickers, you can do a super chat, and make sure that I get to see your comments.
Would you let them know they can't hear me because I'm not wearing pods?
Yeah, she can't hear you. She doesn't have the.
Can't hear me. They're asking why they can't hear me.
Oh, because she doesn't have these in. Because I'm mic'd up to y'all. Somebody said that the quality of my sound was off, so I wanted to make sure when I did these YouTube shows here that you guys could hear me clearly. So I'm wearing this.
Where do you know about your recipe?
www.ketoforlifepeople.com.
I was watching you make coconut fat bombs when this came on.
Well, did you finish making the coconut fat bones?
They were watching you make them on the video.
When I came on live.
When you came on live just now, they just.
So. Oh, you were just watching. You weren't making.
Yeah, they were watching.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you, there's just this teeny little grit in this, and that's cool because what I want is when you have a corn tortilla or a tortilla chip, you want just that little bit of grit, just that little bit of tortilla, like crumpled or crushed corn chips. So that's got a good flavor. Now that is 2 quarts of chicken broth, and that is awesome because my pan, as you can see, is like, I think it's a 6 quart and it's halfway full, with including the fat, the onions, and everything. Now all I have to do, you guys, is, well, I suppose I could chop my chicken down a little bit because I don't want to just put a giant chicken breast in there. Yeah, we're having chicken breast in a pot, you know. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna rough chop this chicken. You could shred it. Like I said, this is a great way to use leftovers. If you've made a bunch of chicken or you've got leftover turkey or something like that, whatever your favorite enchilada flavor, you could use carnitas. You can make it into pork, whatever flavor floats your boat. I can't speak. So that's what we're going to do here. And this probably equals out to at least 2.5, maybe 3 cups of chicken. Add as little or as much as you like. Just drop it in the pot and get it in there. And I'm going to wipe this off because I cannot stand it. There we go. So I'm going to keep that there. Yeah, she was excited. I told her. She's like, Mom, I'm going to be going to worship practice tonight. And I always get grouchy because I'm always hungry. I go before I get to eat. And I don't always cook every night. So I told her tonight she could have food. I would have this ready. Of course, I didn't have it ready, but hey, delays happen. But I'm here nonetheless, and I'm cooking. So.
All right, let's see. There's one. By any chance, do you have a recipe for a marinade that can be used to make beef jerky?
Beef jerky.
And then
sound quality is poor. Maybe my earbuds aren't working. Maybe they aren't. Who knows?
They can't hear me.
I don't know. All right. So far, delicioso.
So
Jerky. I think that I could definitely. I do marinades all the time. Do I write them down all the time? That's the problem. That's what I'd have to look and see is what I have. It wouldn't be too difficult. It just depends on what your flavor profile is. I'm going to add just a little salt, a little chili pepper. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit, probably about the 1/4 teaspoon range of sweet corn extract, because I want this corn flavor to come through. There was already a 1/4 teaspoon in my little bit of dough mixture, my roux base. But I really want that corn flavor to come through here. And I'm just going to start letting this simmer. If you've ever had Chili's chicken enchilada soup, that was my go-to. Every time I would go to Chili's before I was keto, my afternoon favorite lunch would be the bottomless soup and chips and salsa, and I would always get the chicken enchilada soup. Over the years, I found my own recipe, a copycat recipe. Oh gosh, probably 10 years ago. That's how long I've been making it. I've got to catch my throat. Water, please. Yeah, well, I don't know. Ah, thanks. Save some for the topper. So 10 years ago, I found a copycat recipe, and since then, it was all right. But of course, I had to enhance it, and I kind of developed my own thing. Now I've kind of ketofied my recipe into this, and this is what it is. It's a take on the Chili's enchilada soup. So for that recipe, it called for masa, a lot of it, to thicken it and give it that really nice corn flavor. Here, I think it has great corn flavor. I use that masa just to bring that about. I think the lupin flour is going to add a little bit to the thickness, but I think I will be adding this konjac root to just smooth everything out. Before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and measure. And I'm going to start with at least 2 teaspoons, because this is 2 quarts of liquid. And I want to really get it a little bit thicker. I'm not going to let it get too thick, though, because I'm going to be adding cheese to this and melting it in. And I want the viscosity of this to support the melting of that. Yes, ma'am?
No, I'm just watching.
You're just listening. And be patient when you're using any of these thickeners, whether it's xanthan gum, guar gum, konjac root, acacia fiber, any of these, because it kind of takes them a second. Just be patient. Give it a minute or two. If nothing's happening, then add a little bit more. And you would rather much err on the side of too little than too much, because if you add too much and this thing takes off, you will be able to just stand your spoon will be standing up in it, because it'll thicken just like concrete. So I err on the side of going light and then adding more, always. And I can tell that it has thickened a little bit just because the coloring is changing, and I'm getting a little bit of color on top, and I know it's getting hot, so I'm going to give it a second more. And I'm going to check it through taste. Don't be afraid to taste your food. I always do that. It's like when I like something, because I'll be like, yum, 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 yum. She's over here like, Mom, you're Jesus, whatever. It's not good. Me and food, we know what we're doing together. We like to play.
Know what they're doing together, so they can hear me.
Yeah, I know. If my sound quality is poor, I wonder if
it's not. They said it's just they can't hear me.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
And they said you sound fine.
Good. I'm glad I sound fine. I'm giving this a minute, and I can see that it is changing. I'm wondering, do I need it just a titch bit thicker, or yeah, I'm not going to. I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to start adding cheese, and then if it starts to try to break on me, then I will bind it back together with my trusty konjac root. So I have some mild cheddar cheese. You can use sharp, you can use medium. I buy pre-shredded cheese. Everybody's like, that runabout. That's what I do. If you like to buy block cheese and avoid any trace of any type of starch that might affect your keto journey, cool beans. And at this point, nothing affects mine. So I've used this the whole time. I have no issues with it. And I'm going to start just adding it. I'm going to go at least 2 to 3 cups of cheese in this. And I'm going to add a little at a time and stir. And you don't want this to boil, guys. This is not boiling. This is still trying to come up to heat. You can see there's steam coming off. I don't know. Can you tell there's steam coming off on there? Okay. So it's not boiling, and I really don't want it to because I don't want to curdle my cheese. So that melted down quickly. So then I'm going to do it again. And then give it a stir. When this cheddar hits this corn and this almond flour and this lupin flour, it's going to just take another flavor dimension on. It's going to be so tasty. And the cheese is adding to the thickness. Again, that's why I said I would rather wait a little bit before deciding on whether to thicken or not to thicken. And you just want to make sure that cheese gets all melted and then go for it. I'm going to go for my last little bit, but I got another bag over there, a smaller bag. I'll get this over here. And again, with the stir. If you want this to be hotter, add a little more chili powder to this. Not a big deal. If you want to add a little cayenne pepper, kick it up a notch, you're more than welcome to. I don't really particularly care if this is hot or not. I just want the flavor to be popping. So now I can see the little shards of cheese. See, I can see it. So now I'm going to let it go a little bit more. Give it a flavor taste. You see it's starting to coat my spoon a little bit. I don't know if I want to add a little more chili or not. It's got a good flavor. You want to taste?
Sure.
You sure? You want to taste?
I'll take the invite.
Well, I haven't finished thickening all the way.
I burn myself every time.
A little mild.
Mild, but it's good.
Yeah. I like using this right here because it's got a little hole that lets everything kind of run through. Keeps it smooth as we go. You're thinking, Mom, there's something missing, right?
There's something missing.
Yeah, I think it needs a little bit of garlic powder. Maybe a little bit more. And the one thing I do, and I'm going to wait just a minute, y'all. I'm going to add, I want a little more cheese in this. This is, I usually, there we go. Now this is going to make a lot of servings, y'all. And that's why I say this is such a great game day. If you're doing a Super Bowl celebration and you are going somewhere with a crowd where there's a crowd of people, this would be great. And you could feed it to them and they'll be like, this is keto? Yeah, this is keto. You would not even have known it. Oh, just a little bit of garlic powder. Just want a little bit. I need to get some fresh garlic again. It's clumping. Just a sprinkle. Do things to taste. I'm going to just add a taste of that.
I would take that for some pork rinds. Makes a lot of pork rind smush.
Yeah. See, I love it when you can think of other things to do with a recipe, y'all. Okay. Now, this has a nice consistency. It's smooth. They're in there somewhere. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. I think I could have actually had more chicken for the amount of soup I made. Definitely. And I have a package of chicken sitting over there, but I had to be out of the house today and I didn't have time to cook it, so I grabbed a rotisserie chicken. So I could have probably, this amount, definitely added 6 cups of chicken. But we're fixing to eat some good stuff, so with it, and it's going to be pretty filling. All right, Elizabeth, you want to taste this now? We got that last little bit of cheese. And it's,
There you go.
yeah, it needed a little more cheese. It needed a little bit of garlic. And the other thing that I like to do right here, and I'm going to be calling this, like, don't ever add cilantro until you're right at the very end. Because when I add the cilantro on the top, it's beautiful. It's just now coming to a bubble. I'm turning it off. I don't want it to boil. I just want it to kind of simmer. And what's going to happen is this little bit of cilantro I poured on top of this, sprinkled on top, will kind of infuse the whole pot. It won't overpower it. If you don't like cilantro, don't add it. But I find that it just is that last little missing piece.
What brand is the corn extract?
It is amaretto. It is on
Amaretti.
Amoretti, 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 sweet corn extract. Guys, it's not cheap, but I've had it well over a year now. I got it last fall, 2018, October 2018, and now it's 2020. It is $35 for a 2-ounce bottle, I believe. But a little dab goes a long way, and I use it. I use it quite often.
You can't see it. Sorry, it's too bright.
Okay.
What do you pair with the soup?
Okay, so I'm fixing to pair the soup. Woohoo! Right on time. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. All my little stuff here. Get it out of the way. I'll leave that there.
You're welcome.
So I'm here. I got it. 2 points. So I have some lettuce right there. I have just a little bit of salad here. It was left over from going out to dinner last night. I was like, waste not, want not. Okay. I'm gonna get a ladle. Baby, would you help me with bringing over a few of these condiments and the things that we're gonna pair it with? And now I have this size bowl. I love it. I also have this size bowl. I like to use, this is the cereal bowl. This is what comes with my set of dishes. These are the smaller ones that I bought to go aside the dish. So what I do is I use this size bowl. So does Elizabeth, for when we're eating soup.
Depends on how much I want.
Yeah, it depends. For me, it's I love this. I can get 2 bowls of this and I feel satisfied, like I was really indulgent. So I'm gonna get a fork. And so for this, I am just taking some salad and I'm putting it right here to the side. You know, salad is one of those wonderful things that you don't really have to feel guilty about either. And you get to put your favorite fat dressings on them. Depends on what I'm in the mood for. Now I have soup. I've got some salad. At this point, I can take a little bit. I'm going to go with a dollop of sour cream, dead center, right here. If I was a food artist, I would have a little bowl in the center of that so that it would stand on it. But there's real life. I'm going to put a little smidge of cheese. I'm going to do a little bit of green onion. You can even do like I'm going to do here and put a little slice of avocado. That's a thick slice. I want a thin slice. Little thin slice of avocado. Oh, and a titch more cilantro because I adore it. Now, also to go along with that, I got my fingers all messy. I took my miracle dough that I make my tortillas with, and I just fried them up, and they're crunchy. So I can do a little crunch of tortilla strips on top.
You should have done that first.
Yeah, I forgot about them. So I'm going to put that on top so it looks pretty. So it looks pretty. Okay. And then I made tortillas. All right. Now I could heat these up because obviously they've gotten very cold, but they still break up nicely. Oh,
I'll heat these up.
okay. And there you have it, guys. This is a beautiful little meal. I think it's worthy of a pretty meal as well. As you can see, it's very beautiful. You've got a beautiful presentation of this. I wish I could tilt it without it going over the whoop. She can just slightly, there we go. There you go. See, and then we've got some tortillas to go with it, made with miracle dough, and a lovely salad. There we go. And then she's going to, or you could have this one, baby. No, you got that one? Okay, I'm going to move around here and not step on a puppy. And not step on a puppy. You can't hear. Oh, she's bound and determined to get stepped on. Let me come back up here. There we go. Pull that back up.
Hi.
Say hello. So these are, I'm going to give you a couple here, and I'm going to show those. You already got them? Look at you. So I will show you what I did also, guys. I'm going to show you what I did with my tortillas. They're very crunchy, very tasty. I could have salted them when I got done frying them, but you just press out a tortilla and then just cut them in little strips, and I fried them in some lard. And they make a wonderful crunch. These would be awesome as a dip, as a chip, as a also a game day treat is to just make up a bunch of little dipper fries, if you will. Very, very tasty. I'm super excited about those too.
They
I feel like when it comes to this sort of stuff, like I have the miracle dough and I have the recipe on my website for the miracle dough, but all the things that I create with it are their own, I guess, recipe, right? Like, here's miracle dough, go play with it. Or I could just be like miracle dough and fries, chips, pockets, whatever. What do you think, baby? Is it tasty?
can't hear me.
They cannot hear you.
Remember, it's all you on this life.
It's all me. Well, is it? Oh, are they? Oh, okay, I'll trade you. This is cold, and this is hot and soft. So I'm just gonna take a little bite here. Oh, see now, look at the see, look at that stringy cheese. Mmm,
It's so good.
it's all good, you know. Mhm. And get some sour cream and some avocado. Oh yeah. Make sure you have a napkin because the cheese will string down. Get you a little bite of salad. You could even use a little lime, I think would be a little wiener on this, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I thank you for being patient and coming in, even though I started a little later today. I'll be back next Thursday, and we will see what we're going to make then. Until then, remember, guys, fats first, moderate protein, low carb, and get you some. It's an X up there.